Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Tuesday, December the 4th. We have a 5-game slate for Tuesday. I'm going to go through each position and talk about some of my favorite plays on this 5-gamer, give us some of my early looks and early thoughts on this slate, the studs I like, the mid-tier plays, and if there's any value at each position that I like, I'll try and hit on that as well. Before we do get started, though, I would appreciate it if you guys would drop a like on the video. It really does help me out a lot, and if you are new to the channel, then make sure you click that subscribe button down below. I would appreciate it. Make sure you turn on notifications as well, so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at point guard for this 5-game slate. So up top, we have Dame Lillard, who is our most expensive play overall on the slate and most expensive point guard. 9,800 matchup on the road against the Mavericks. Right now, Damian Lillard, I feel like, is not going to be a priority for me today. There's definitely value to where I could fit Dame in on this slate, but there are just other players I like ahead of him. I think I'd rather play Vooch for cheaper. Probably would rather go down to maybe like Whiteside. I love Whiteside at 7,700. Feel like he has a lot of upside. Maybe even like Zach LaVine. Don't love Gobert against the Spurs. Not a great spot there. Just really not an appealing game. Like Aldridge, DeRozan, probably not going to be paying up for them, but like Vooch, maybe Zach LaVine, Whiteside. I think these are the guys I'm going to try and be paying up for today. Dame at 9,800. Feel like even on a short slate, I can probably avoid. I think there's other point guards I'd rather go to. Zach LaVine, 8,400 would probably be the guy I like. You get $1,400 in savings going down from Lillard to LaVine. And although LaVine's price is starting to get up a little bit to 8,400, I think he is still in play on this slate. But De'Aaron Fox in the mid-range, really like him at point guard. I don't love his price at 7,500 either, but the matchup with the Suns is obviously a great matchup. As long as this game can stay competitive, the Suns are going to be without Devin Booker and most likely going to be without TJ Warren today. So I do have a bit of concern about this game being possibly a blowout, but if it stays competitive, De'Aaron Fox should have no problem in this matchup. I do like him at 7,500. Luka Doncic as well at 7K. Just a price play, really good price. He expects to play today, even though he's listed as questionable. I do like Doncic at 7K. But if we do want to go for value, key injury to watch is Dennis Smith Jr. at 5,500. If he is out today, I think we could go to J.J. Barea at 5,100 as a potential value. Goran Dragic is still out, so you could play D. Wade at 5,500. Tyler Johnson's probable. He's expected to come back at 5K. Tyler Johnson can be a value. I don't love D. Wade as much now that Tyler Johnson is back. But with Goran Dragic out, Tyler Johnson at 5K expected to play today. I do like him as a value. Since Dragic remains out, Wayne Ellington, 4,600 is a value you could go to. Probably not my favorite value play on the slate, but definitely a play I do like if you want to go there. And then the last guy I want to mention is Okobo, Eli Okobo. He's a value play. Devin Booker is going to be out. TJ Warren most likely not playing. Suns are going to be very thin today. I expect Okobo to start at point guard. I expect him to get a lot of minutes. And at 4,400 against the Kings, for sure in play as a value option. He's probably my favorite value at point guard if you want to go there. But that's probably it for point guard. Let's move on to shooting guard now. So at the top here, you have LaVine, who I do like. I think I'd rather play LaVine over DeRozan today. Just that game, the Spurs-Jazz, just not an appealing game for fantasy. Just not a game I'm going to be targeting on the slate. So I'd rather go to LaVine. Can't play Oladipo because he's out today. Can't play Devin Booker. He's out. So other shooting guards, really like Josh Richardson at this position. He really stands out to me on this slate at 7K. Love playing Josh Richardson when Goran Dragic is out. And Dragic is going to remain out, so we're going to get heavy minutes for Josh Richardson. We're going to get him handling the ball a lot. I do like this spot against the Magic. Magic are not a team I'm afraid of defensively. Although they're not the fastest-paced team, I still do like this spot for Josh Richardson. And for what it's worth, he did play pretty well earlier this year against the Magic, putting up 35 DraftKings points in 37 minutes, had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a block and a steal. At 7K, this is a very appealing price for Josh Richardson. These last few games, he's been like 7,700, 7,400. Now down to 7K, much more appealing play. I definitely like him since Dragic is going to be out today. But other shooting guards, Buddy Hield maybe you could go to at 6K. Same with Bogdanovich from the Kings at 5,800. But I think I'd rather try and get up to Jay Rich if I'm going to go in that price range. Just try and find a salary to get up to Richardson. But value-wise at shooting guard, not a lot that I love on this slate. You can play Wayne Ellington here. He's not my favorite value, but for sure an option if I need to go there. You could play him at shooting guard, but that's probably it for value. There's not a lot of value I love at this position. Probably going to be playing a lot of Richardson here. Probably some Zach LaVine as well. Maybe some Bogdanovich, some Buddy Hield. But mostly, I really like Jay Rich at shooting guard. So moving on to small forward now. At the top of this position, obviously I have DeRozan. Not a big fan of today, but Aaron Gordon at 6,900 I do really like. I like his price. Would much rather play him over Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker is going to be a guy I avoid today. Markkanen's going to be starting, and Jabari Parker is going to move to the bench. So 6,700 Jabari Parker coming off the bench is just a pass for me. Parker is going to be a guy I'm just not playing a lot of now that Markkanen's back. But I do like paying up for Aaron Gordon here at 6,900. If you can find a way to fit him in, he would probably be my favorite pay-up option at this position. But if you're going cheap at small forward, definitely value plays I like. Love Josh Jackson today as a value option. He's probably my favorite value, quote-unquote, I guess value 5,300. Not sure how great of a value that is, but still I think he's underpriced for his role now. He's going to have a heavy role, just going to have to do so much, going to play heavy minutes. With no Devin Booker, with no TJ Warren, I'd expect Josh Jackson to start and play most likely 30-plus minutes, if not more than that. They played last game against the Lakers, and the Suns lost by 24 points. Not sure if Josh Jackson played blowout run or not, but he still played 30 minutes in a blowout, played 38 minutes in a somewhat competitive game against the Magic. I'd expect similar minutes for Josh Jackson here. The price tag's too cheap. He's just going to have to do so much. He's going to be shooting a lot, even though he's not the best shooter. Suns are going to have somebody to take shots. And against the Kings, you love the matchup, you love the pace. Suns are going to be playing up in pace here, going up against the Kings. So love Josh Jackson, 5,300, by far the best small forward play. Talking about points per dollar, really like him at 5,300. But I think that's it for small forward value. Like Nemanja Bjelica, I played a lot the Kings last game because Marvin Bagley was out, but Bjelica did not see an increase in minutes, just played 20 minutes even with Marvin Bagley out. And if Bagley remains out, I'd expect Bjelica only plays 20 minutes again, his normal minutes, so going to be a guy I avoid even at 3,900. The Kings are just when it comes to Bjelica's minutes, the Kings really just don't give him a ton of minutes, even when Bagley was out, so going to be avoiding that. But yeah, power forward now. Let's look at this position. So you have LMA, 7,600. Just not a big fan of. I don't think I'm going to be paying up for LMA on the slate. I'd just rather play guys like Whiteside, who's 100 more. I think Whiteside just has way more upside than Aldridge. I'd rather try and find salary to get up to a guy like Vooch, or even go a little bit cheaper from LMA, go down to like Nurkic. Really like him. DeAndre Ayton, Willie Cauley-Stein. These are kind of the guys I'm probably going to be playing today, so don't see myself playing a ton of Aldridge. I do like the spot for Sabonis. Love the matchup. Price tag, not a big fan of, over 7K. You need probably at least 40 DraftKings points from Sabonis for him to be a good play. But the dude's just such a good point per minute player. Even if he only gets like 24 or 25 minutes off the bench, he could still put up 35 to 40 DraftKings points, especially in a good matchup against the Bulls. So I do like paying up for Sabonis. Might be a hot take, but I honestly would play him over LaMarcus Aldridge if I had the choice. You also have Aaron Gordon at power forward if you want to play him. You can play him at this position. But let's look for cheaper power forwards. I do like Lauri Markkanen as a value play at this position. He's 5,400. The Bulls have already come out and said that he's going to be starting on Tuesday, which makes me assume that his minutes are not going to be limited. If he's going to be in the starting lineup, I think we get 30-plus minutes out of Lauri Markkanen. In his first game back from injury, he played 26 minutes and put up 20 DraftKings points. Wasn't the greatest game shooting-wise, but he still played decent minutes in his first game back. I'd expect probably no minutes limit from Markkanen, if not at least 30 minutes from him. At 5,400, really too cheap of a price tag for Markkanen when he's going to be playing this many minutes. Guy's a really good shooter. He can get hot from the field, and he just does have a lot of upside, especially at this price. So I love him as a value play. If you're going cheap at power forward, think he makes a ton of sense at this position. But that's probably my favorite value at power forward. Don't love a lot of the sub 5K plays. Not really going to be going here for value. So let's move on to center now and talk about center. You have Vucevic at the top of this position, who I do really like paying up for today if you can find a way to fit him in. There are some really good plays for cheaper, like Whiteside we'll talk about. Like I mentioned, Ayton, Cauley-Stein, Nurkic. There's guys for cheaper that have a lot of upside, but can't deny Vucevic just been playing so well. Love the spot against Whiteside. I'm not scared about the matchup. I feel like both of these guys do really well against each other. I know Whiteside does really well against the Magic. He's done really well in the past in this matchup. I think Vucevic has done well also. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like he has done well in this spot. even with the price up to 9K, like I said at the beginning, I think I'd rather pay up for Vucevic over like Damian Lillard today. So I do like trying to find a way to fit him in at center. But for now, we're going to go a little bit cheaper. I feel like at this position, Whiteside's going to be a core play for me today, especially at 7,700. The price tag's just too cheap for the kind of upside that Hassan Whiteside has. Played 34 minutes last game against the Jazz. I'd love to see that. Put up 60 DraftKings points, had 23 points, 20 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. Just a monster game from Whiteside. I'd expect another pretty big game from him here in this spot. He has done well against the Magic in the past. He did well against them earlier this year, putting up 41 DraftKings points in 33 minutes, had 12 and 18 with 2 blocks and a steal. 7,700, if Whiteside gets 35 points, that's honestly not bad. Feels like his floor is honestly probably 30, 35 points in this matchup. And I feel like he has that 50-point, 60-point ceiling in this spot as well. So love paying up for Whiteside, probably my favorite play at this position. I like Nurkic a little bit cheaper, but would for sure try and find a way to get up to Whiteside if I can. But other center plays, love DeAndre Ayton as well. This is definitely a slate where I'm going to be playing a lot of lineups with 2 centers. Love playing Ayton today with Booker out, with Warren out. There's just a lot of usage to go around, a lot of shots to go around. I think DeAndre Ayton's going to soak up a lot of those shots. He's posted 16 and 12 field goal attempts the last 2 games, so he's taken 28 shots the last 2 games. And that last game against the Lakers, he could have had a better game, but obviously the Suns got blown out, so he didn't get his full minutes, just 25 minutes, but still did put up 28 DraftKings points. This is a great matchup against the Kings. They've been really bad defensively against bigs all year. Obviously, the Kings are one of the fastest-paced teams in the league. So love DeAndre Ayton, probably one of my favorite plays at center. Going to be playing him and Whiteside in a ton of lineups. Going to be playing a lot of Willie Cauley-Stein as well. I think playing both centers in that Sacramento-Phoenix game makes a ton of sense. If I had the choice, I would rather play Ayton over Willie Cauley-Stein, but I love Willie Cauley-Stein as well, especially if Bagley remains out. Willie Cauley-Stein should see a few more minutes, and he is $100 cheaper than Ayton. Another guy that I think you can go to at center for a little bit cheaper is Miles Turner. He's been playing really well lately. He's only 6,100. He does see a bit of a usage bump with Oladipo out, and we already know Oladipo is going to be out for a while. Turner's minutes have also been pretty high as of late as well, which we love to see. 30 and 32 minutes the last 2 games. 41 DraftKings points that last game against the Kings. Great matchup. Great production from Miles Turner. 14 and 12 with 4 assists, 3 blocks. Big game from him. Great matchup here against the Bulls. I'd expect another big game out of Miles Turner. I feel safer going to Ayton and Willie Cauley-Stein, but can't deny that Miles Turner has a ton of upside in this matchup with the Bulls, so for sure in play in that 6K range. But value-wise, I guess you could go to Wendell Carter if you think he's not going to be in foul trouble, but there's a chance he gets in foul trouble going up against Miles Turner. His minutes have been down these last few games, but that's really because of the foul trouble. As you can see here, against Detroit, 4 fouls. Against Milwaukee, fouled out, 6 fouls. Against the Spurs, had 5 fouls in that game. Last game against Houston, he played 33 minutes, only had 2 fouls in that game. So as long as Wendell Carter stays out of foul trouble, he's going to play 30-plus minutes. And at 4,800 is for sure an option for value. Center's probably a position I don't want to go cheap at today just because I like the mid-tier plays and I like paying up for Vooch. But I guess if you do want to go cheap, you can play Wendell Carter at 4,800. But I think that's it for center, guys, and I think that's it for the video. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully it helped you. If you enjoyed the video, just make sure you click that like button down below. I would appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GO, or you can leave any comments down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight on Tuesday's 5-game slate. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.